Alright, new cam synchro is installed. I'm gonna grab a flashlight here. New synchro with sensor. Can't hear any ticking now. As you can see, we are set to 0. Wow, close enough to 0. It'll always fluctuate something. And no noise. It's on a 2003 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 4.0. Customer complaining of stalling every once in a while. Usually when it's warmed up the temperature, it'll stall. Took it for a ride, put a good 20 plus miles on it, no stalling. Nothing, no indication, no check engine light was on. Got it back here, popped the hood, let it sit here and run. I noticed a ticking noise. I thought it was spark from a bad plug wire or a cracked coil or something. Checked it out, and it ended up being the cam synchronizer. Right here, the synchronizer has a lot of play in it. I think what was happening, as you can see, I don't know if you can pick all that up. And it was just sitting there bouncing around, and it would hit off the crank sensor, or cam sensor, I'm sorry, not crank sensor, cam sensor. There was a code P0320, which is for crank, no signal, no crank signal at PCM. Now a lot of guys, they go ahead and replace the crank sensor when they get that code, and that code actually refers to the crank and the cam sensor. So if you have this problem, you know, check out your distributor. You'll usually notice the noise. Like I said, I've done multiple of these. Same thing with phantom misfires. You can't figure out a phantom misfire. You get a misfire code in your check engine light, but the Jeep seems to be running fine. It's usually cam synchronizer that's going bad. Usually when that happens, I replace the cam synchronizer with sensor and the crank sensor, and that always takes care of the problem. I've done multiple, I don't know, probably 20, 30 of them over the last 2-3 years. Just remember that. You know, if you're getting a check engine light on for a crank or for a misfire, but yet the engine seems to be running fine, usually it'll happen under load, like going up a hill or something. But you know, it's happened driving, sitting there at idle, the check engine light comes on, although the engine seems to be running fine. If you look at your scan data, it'll show multiple misfires on different cylinders, but yet you really can't feel them, and that's the reason why. It's because the cam synchronizer goes bad. But like I said, when I get those codes, I replace the crank sensor as well. Dorman makes these, so they are available in the aftermarket, probably anywhere from $50 to $80. You know, just remember that. Look at all that play. So, all right, that's it. JoJo's Automotive.